Welcome back to The Cellar. This story takes place in Oconee County. Oconee County is the westernmost county in the state of South Carolina. With a population of around 79,000 residents, the county is broken up into multiple communities. Seneca, Walhalla, Westminster, Salem, West Union, Fairplay, Thomasee, Long Creek, Newry, and Utica. The town of Salem, South Carolina is a relatively small one, with a population that hovers at around 135 residents. It was Sunday, November 26, 2023, and 83-year-old Dorothy Louise Downey was at her daughter's house in the quaint town of Salem, South Carolina. Her daughter was in the process of moving to a new residence, and Dorothy was there to provide her daughter with all the support that she could give. This particular house that Dorothy's daughter was moving out of was an old one that had been built back in 1920. What no one realized leading up to this day was the fact that the house had secrets that were about to come to light. From all reports, Dorothy's daughter had lived in this house for some time and had never had any issues. So the mother and daughter continued their work, packing up items and moving stuff out of the house. That brings us to around 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Dorothy would walk through the house and into the kitchen. As she did, a sudden snapping noise would be heard. In an instant, the house would seemingly swallow Dorothy whole. Dorothy's daughter would frantically start calling out to her mother. She peered down through the hole that was now located in her kitchen floor, but she could not find her. She would proceed to head outside, where she would enter the crawl space under the house. But as minutes continued to tick by, Dorothy was nowhere to be found. Eventually 911 was called and emergency services would arrive. It would take the fire department 4 hours to locate Dorothy. By the time they did, they found that she had already succumbed to her injuries. So what happened? Well, it turns out this old house had a secret hidden underneath. From all reports, the family was aware at the time that the kitchen floor had some issues with rotting, but never in a million years did they know something else was hiding just beyond the rotting floorboards. For Dorothy, she was in the wrong place at the wrong time. As she stepped on the floor, it finally gave way. Dorothy would fall through the kitchen floor and would continue falling another 48 feet into a hidden well shaft below. This well shaft had been concealed by the house most likely 100 years earlier, where it remained hidden all the way up until Dorothy's fateful step. Now, this second story doesn't have a ton of information, and there are differing reports as to whether or not those involved did in fact survive. But I decided I wanted to touch on the story either way. So this story takes place in Andover Township. Andover Township is located in Sussex County in the state of New Jersey. The town has a population of around 6,000 residents. 2 of those residents, Paul Stiller and his wife, were really bored one night. So bored that they decided to do some driving at around 2 a.m. in the morning. But driving around wasn't deemed exciting enough in its own right. So Paul thought, hey, I have a great idea. Why don't we take this quarter stick of dynamite I have, and we'll throw it out the car window? Paul and his wife would proceed to hop in their car and start their now exciting adventure. At some point in the drive, Paul made the decision that it was finally time to light that quarter stick of dynamite. The lighter would click a few times before the wick would finally be lit. As it started to spark and burn, it's unclear who was actively holding the dynamite at that time. But whether it was Paul or his wife, it doesn't ultimately matter. The couple turned to throw that dynamite out the window, but a critical error had been made. The windows in the car were still all up. The stick of dynamite would bounce right off the window and go careening back into the car between the married couple. Based on reporting, it's unclear what exactly transpired next, but from what I gathered, the dynamite would bounce around in the car and go off between the couple. Both Paul and his wife would suffer numerous injuries, and I did find in some of the reporting that Paul would succumb to these injuries, while in other reports I found that the couple both narrowly survived this ordeal. Either way, I think this couple has rightfully earned themselves the honorary Darwin Award. As has so famously been said, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Now, this next story takes place back in 2007. For those of you that remember, back in 2007, the new Wii game system was all the rage. Every family was looking to get their hands on one, and they were almost impossible to come by. This leads us to January 12th, 2007. KDNDS's morning show, The Morning Rave, was holding a contest, and the winner could win, you guessed it, a brand new Nintendo Wii game system. The contest was titled the Hold Your Wii for a Wii, which sounds exactly like the title states. Contestants would be forced to not relieve themselves for as long as they could. The one who holds out the longest would win the ultimate prize of the Nintendo Wii.
Hey, we're giving out the Nintendo Wii tomorrow morning. Are you ready?
Absolutely. It's for my wife.
Are you a good holder?
I think so.
We're going to start it at 6:20, and then every 10 minutes, you guys are going to drink, I think it's 8 ounces of water. Yep.
From all reports, 17 contestants were brought into the studio to participate in the competition. The contest started at 6:45 a.m. Each contestant was given 250 milliliters or 8-ounce bottles of water. They would need to proceed to drink another 8 ounces every 15 minutes moving forward. As the contest continued on, the amount of water given to the contestants was increased, with many talking on air about the physical discomfort they were now dealing with.
Oh my gosh, look at her belly! Are you pregnant? Come on over, Jennifer. You okay? You want to lay down? What do you?
She can't even walk.
You gonna pass out right now? It's too much water.
Jennifer, I heard that you're not doing too well.
My head hurts. They keep telling me that it's the water, that it'll tell my head to hurt and then it'll make me puke, but...
Who told you that, the intern?
Yeah.
That's one of those over there?
Like, it hurts, but it makes you feel lightheaded.
Time would continue on, and contestants would start to bow out, one by one. What's alarming, though, is a call that was placed to the radio station during the contest. As a nurse called in to inform the DJs that the contest could be dangerous and potentially fatal. The DJs, showing little remorse or worry for what was transpiring, would respond to the nurse by saying that they were fully aware of the risks, but they weren't worried because the contestants had all signed releases and they wouldn't be able to sue them afterwards.
Eva?
Yes.
What do you want to say?
I want to say that that those people that are drinking all that water can get sick and possibly die from water intoxication.
Yeah, we're aware of that.
They sign releases, so we're not responsible. It's okay.
And if they get to the point where they have to throw up, then they're going to throw up and they're out of the contest before they die. So that's good, right?
Oh, that's neat. I suppose so.
Yeah. All right. How come you guys didn't do it?
Looking out, though.
We don't want to die.
Oh, okay. Let me ask Carter if anybody's dying.
We ain't dying.
Hey, Carter, is anybody dying in there?
We got a guy just about to die.
Oh, good. Make sure he signs that. We laugh at that. Yeah.
Make sure he signs the release.
Get the insurance on that, please.
For contestant Jennifer Strange, well, she was determined to win that way. The 28-year-old mother of 3 knew how much her kids wanted this video game system. So as the contest continued on, no matter how much discomfort Jennifer was in, she kept pushing through. After 2 hours into the contest, Jennifer was visibly not doing well. Her stomach was extremely bloated, and her body was screaming for some form of release from all the water that she had consumed. Jennifer was in a bad way. Her speech was slurred, and her happy-go-lucky demeanor that she had started with had all but faded away. After pushing for as long as she could, Jennifer would end up placing second in the competition, losing out on the Nintendo Wii but snagging a pair of tickets to a Justin Timberlake concert instead. Jennifer would soon leave the radio station at around 9 a.m. Feeling absolutely miserable but still pushing through, Jennifer would call out from work the rest of the day and make her way home to lie down. Her co-workers, fearing for her well-being, would place a call to Jennifer's mom to go check on her. A few hours later, Jennifer's mother would discover her daughter's lifeless body lying in a bathtub.
As a contestant on 107.9 The End, Strange drank 2 gallons of water in just 3 hours, hoping to win a Nintendo game system. Strange was runner-up, but only hours after going home, the Sacramento County coroner says she died the apparent victim of water intoxication.
An autopsy would later confirm what was already believed to be the culprit: water intoxication, a condition that occurs from drinking too much water, which then upsets the balance of electrolytes. Drinking too much water can decrease the sodium in the blood to dangerously low levels. This can then lead to all sorts of mild to life-threatening problems. Confusion, nausea, vomiting are all symptoms, while severe cases can cause seizures, coma, and even death. Jennifer was believed to have drank over 2 gallons of water during the 2-hour competition, a fatal amount her body simply couldn't handle. Following Jennifer's death, the radio station would fire the DJs of the morning show, while Jennifer's husband would file and ultimately win a $16.5 million lawsuit settlement. But no matter how much money was paid out, a loving mother of 3 was lost, and there's no way to fix that or bring her back. Thank you all for tuning in to another episode. If you enjoy the content, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps the channel continue to grow. Also, you can check the description box below and find the link to my merch store. Tons of awesome designs, and the proceeds help fund the channel. For those of you that are interested, I have a Cellar Dwellers membership tier for the channel. It's $2.99 a month and comes with some pretty cool perks, so if that interests you, then please go check it out. I also have that linked in the description box below. If you'd like to submit a real-life scary story that you would like featured on an episode on the channel, please do so using the email linked in the description box below. As always, I do all the research, writing, recording, and editing for the channel myself, so anything that you do to support the channel is greatly appreciated. Until next time, I will see you all again as we head back into the cellar.